Just getting warmed up. All right, so here it is. It's a revolutionary instrument. Do you even know what you're seeing here? Where do I start? It's a 6-string bass tuned in this configuration as a 6-string guitar, and it's on a guitar scale. This is no bigger than a guitar, and you cannot do this. You could never do this previously. This is why it's a real innovation. It's a real landmark of an instrument. It's basically a brand new instrument, and it's, if you want to go on my website, there's basically the same description as I'm giving you right now on the website, and you get a lot more, you get pictures to look at. But the thing is that what I'm doing here is I'm playing guitar on a bass, so the two worlds have now merged. There's no divide between the two worlds any longer. And just think about it for a second, okay? You may not comprehend it right away, all right? But just think about it. Just think about it, that I'm not a bass player, but on this instrument I become one, and so can you. And if you're a bass player, you can become a guitar player. The two worlds literally come together. So any technique that you've got on the guitar, you can now play on bass. And it's a fully functioning bass. And what makes it all possible is very innovative strings which work. Listen to that sustain. Listen to the intonation. Open string, low E, 24th fret. 2 octaves higher. Listen to the strength of that note. Now, you cannot do this with regular strings. You cannot do this with even my regular Zachary optimum gauges. Zog strings. You cannot even do it because the strings are made differently. They're designed differently. All right? And what we know as bass strings, on the lower strings, they literally don't function on a short scale like this. It's not that the intonation is bad. That wouldn't even be a problem. That could be corrected somehow. But it's the string itself doesn't have a tone. It loses its fundamental pitch. So you get a really ugly sound going as it goes up. Even your open string on the low with conventional strings is not perfect, iffy, not even acceptable. But as you go up, it becomes very ugly sounding. It just simply does not make the proper tone. Listen to that sustain. And the strong tone, right? Hi, I'm Alex and I build hot rods, and this is probably the most revolutionary instrument that I've ever made. And you say, why the fuck do you say that? Well, I'll tell you why I say that. I don't say that for any... I wouldn't say that if there was no reason, alright? If you're going to be fucking arrogant in life, you better back it up. Because if you don't back it up, you're just an asshole. And you're laughing stocks, okay? So I'm backing it up. I'm backing up everything that I do. And I've created an instrument here that nobody has. Nobody has. Right here. Right here. Right here. Not your big fucking companies. Not your Fender. I want to have a Les Paul, man. I was wanting a Les Paul. I want to have a Les Paul. Rule number 1. If you're in entertainment or in the arts, rule number 1. Distinguish yourself, you fucking dummy. Distinguish yourself. Rule number 1. Okay? Are you too stupid to figure that one out? Distinguish yourself. If I want to see a Strat being played, I'll look at Stevie Ray Vaughan, not you. Distinguish yourself. You're not Stevie Ray Vaughan. You never will be. And you don't even fucking want to be. You know why? Because you want to be you. And I want to be me. And I created this instrument. And you know why it's huge? You know why it's a masterpiece of innovation? The reason for that is because it merges the worlds of guitar and bass for the very first time. So if you have a conventional bass, long scale, anything from 30 inches up to 34-inch scale or whatever the fuck it may be with your fan frets and all that bullshit, throw it away. You no longer need it. You no longer need it. This is a single coil in the neck position, neck pickup, single coil. Humbucker neck. I'm using the wah-wah a little bit. So now we move to both pickups, single coil. More funkier sound. So anyway, this is a remarkable instrument. I'm kind of like speechless myself because it's a revolutionary instrument. It brings the two worlds, the worlds of the guitar and the worlds of the bass. It brings it together for the first time in history, because this instrument for the first time actually works. And you're saying, well, what's the big fucking deal, right? And the big fucking deal is that it works. It's a fully functioning bass. This is a bass that can be played in any environment, any venue, any type of genre of music. And it's a bass that works, and here's the kicker, on a guitar scale. Now, this is a huge accomplishment. If you don't know too much about instruments, I mean, this is not going to sink in, alright? It may never sink in, or it may sink in a few years, but if you're knowledgeable about instruments, let's say you're an accomplished bass player or a serious guitar player, then I think you will appreciate what this means. And it's a huge accomplishment. And it was done right here. Right fucking here. By this guy right here. And I always had it in the back of my mind. It just didn't sit with me well, why there's a bass and why there's a guitar. Why can't it be like one instrument, basically? And why is the technique of the bass have to be so much different? Because it's limited by its size. It's big and it's clumsy and the strings are far apart and you play it like this and you can't really use a pick for it with it, you know, and then all the guitar techniques that guitar players over the years have developed, virtuoso techniques. Well, you can't use it on the bass, but there's some bass techniques which you're not going to be able to do on the guitar. So two are two very different instruments, right? And I never knew why. And whenever I picked up a bass, I was bored to hell with it, because I come from the guitar side, and I'm trying to play guitar on a bass, and there's not much I can do on a bass, and I'm going, you know, something's not right here. So I wanted to bring the two together so that there's no more bass players and there's no more guitar players. They're one in the same. Understand what I'm saying? It's a huge accomplishment. And I could see why this was never possible in the past. It wasn't possible because strings are always strings. They're not only badly designed, they have no design. And if you want to learn more about proper string set design for guitar and bass, you go to my website and you read the strings page on my website. And so conventional strings wouldn't even work on this. Not over a short scale like this. All right, I mean, look at this thing. It's a guitar body. It's my Z5 body, and it's a 26-inch scale neck. It's a long guitar scale neck, but it's nonetheless, it's still a guitar scale. I do a lot of 26-inch scale guitars. And of course they were great, and so I figured that I'm going to put this instrument on the platform of the 26-inch scale, and using regular guitar tuners, of course. So what it really is the strings are very innovative, and they're constructed entirely differently. They're designed entirely differently. Not even Zachary Optimum gauges, all right, which are tension balanced, of course, perfectly. It's one of my other great achievements to revolutionize guitar, the world of guitar. So even though Zog strings that you buy from me exclusively, nowhere else, and I ship them all over the world, by the way. If you want information on that, then you go to my website, and you promise not to be offended, and if you are, fuck you, who cares? But you read that, and you educate yourself, and you realize how awful your strings are. And some of you may have detected this, but you just didn't quite know what it was, what the problem was. And some of you are too unperceptive to even realize it. But nonetheless, now you're learning. And so as I was saying, not even my own Zachary Optimum gauges strings would work on this instrument. They simply would not work. What it is as the strings go lower, the lower strings don't give a true tone, because they literally don't work. Even if the tension is correct, it's not under tension, tension is correct. I've done a lot of experimentation, and regularly designed and manufactured strings, even if the tension is perfect, still does not work on such a short scale. They cannot produce a true tone. The open note is passable, but for me, passable is not good enough. Perfection is where I start. All right, I have to have perfection. If it's not perfect, it's not gonna it's not gonna go. I'm not gonna go ahead with it, all right? So this thing is one octave. Listen to the intonation. Perfect intonation. And a true tone. It's not even the intonation that is a concern. It's simply it just gives a very muffled, it loses all of its fundamentals if you use regular strings on a guitar scale. So this is why all the designers or non-designers in the guitar industry in the past, they didn't have a clue as to why it didn't work. They just knew it didn't work. So they had to give you basses that are that have the long necks and are 34, 35 inches long to make them decent. And some even were bold enough to venture to short scale basses which are 30 inches. And even that is long. All right, this is 26. It's 4 inches shorter than the shortest conventional bass. And those short scale basses, as you guys know, if you have 2 brain cells to put together, you realize that they don't work. The 30-inch scale basses don't even work with the strings you buy at your favorite music store. They don't work. So you come to me for that. All right, I provide you strings that make your instrument, your short scale 30-inch bass work for the very first time. However, even those strings, as I'm saying to you, does not work on this instrument. So I developed some very unique strings for this, and voila, the instrument is born. A brand new instrument is born, which which works, and it works beautifully. Wish I could play better, but listen to that sustain. It's like a piano. Listen to this sustain. You hear it? It's the spike neck joint on my instruments now that I use. Right here. There's a spike. It rests on that spike. And also right here. And so there's no guitar that you can find that's better than these guitars. Nowhere in the world. I don't care who it is. I don't care how much you pay. I don't care who the hell you are. You don't have guitars better than Zachary guitars. And now, the Zachary Extra Short Scale Bass. Go to the bridge pickup. Single coil bridge. Only possible with 24 frets, people. It's very addictive to play. It's amazing. You can spend like hours just playing this thing. Isn't that sustain, eh? The action is super low, so you can fly on it. Beautiful sustain on it. So, I don't know what more I could tell you. It's just made of soft maple, hard maple neck, Pau Ferro fingerboard, which is kind of like a rosewood. You've got the my regular 6-way switching. Single coil humbucker for both pickups, whatever combination you like. My special knot, which doesn't go out of tune. Mission Impossible knot. Haven't played in a long time. I'm so rusty. My fingers are not working. I'm sorry about that. But see, you can do these chords, these long reaches. Wow, man. Listen to that. Isn't that sustain? So if a bass player could do this on his bass, he'd be fucking world famous and you'd be at his feet, kissing his feet. By the way, there's no effects being used here. It's totally through the skank, my skank amp. Clean as the skank can get. No distortion pedals, nothing. Not even the tone loop. Just reverb and a little delay. And of course the wah-wah. There you go. Listen to that full sound. Listen to that fucking full sound. I love it. 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 So, before I forget, all you bass players saying, well, I don't want to play guitar, I'm not a guitar player. Bullshit. You're going to be a guitar player if you like it or not. However, this can be tuned in perfect fifths. I developed a string set, perfectly balanced, perfectly tension balanced. Every string is perfectly balanced within the set for regular 6-string bass tuning in perfect fifths. You can have that. Very easy. Just take the last 2 strings off and put different ones on that I provide. And there you go. You don't have to play the guitar. You can play the bass on this instrument because the 2 worlds have been brought together, have they not? You tell me. You tell me. Tell me what you think. Isn't this absolutely mind-blowing? Isn't this, you've never seen this ever before. So here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Look at the flame in that, eh? I hate figured wood. I hate figured wood so much because it's so overdone. You know what I mean? They overdid it, especially like since the 80s. It's like, it's disgusting. Figured wood is disgusting, disgusting. But this one, just by chance, it's a little figured. So even the neck a little bit. Cool. Very nice instrument. It's sold, by the way. It's sold. It's going to Texas. I'm very sorry to see it go. But I'll have to make myself another one because now I love playing bass. And just think, if you're doing your own recording at home or whatever, you can do it all with this instrument. And you know what? You know what may happen? You may not even play the guitar anymore. You're just going to be playing this all the time. It's so addictive. And you don't have to learn how to play the bass. You don't have to learn a new technique or have a different frame of mind. You just simply pick this up and you do anything you've ever done before on the guitar. And if you're going to be recording, you can do it all now. Both guitar and bass, all yourself. And as a bass player, if you are a virtuoso bass player, just think of what you will be able to do on this instrument. A whole new world will now open up for you as an option if you want, and you should take it. And again, what do? You have to distinguish yourself. You have to differentiate yourself from everybody else. And here's your chance. Don't play a Strat. Don't play blues on a Strat, okay? Okay? 5 million other assholes are doing the same thing as you are. Alright? We don't want to see that. So, you got to be something new. You got to be yourself. That's what always baffled me about the guitar world, is everybody wanted to be somebody else. It's just, I never wanted to be anybody else. I wanted to be myself. And I always was myself. So, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. And I know you're as fascinated as I am. And if you want one, you know what you have to do. You have to get in touch with me. And the possibilities are endless for you if you pick one of these up. Seriously, why would you not have one? It's just bizarre. You have to have one if you're a guitar player or a bass player. Alright, my name is Alex, and you know what I do? I build hot rods! See you later!